Ladies and gentlemen, this is your friendly neighborhood indie rapper, Open Mike Eagle. Just finished another handful of trail mix, and I'm poking my head out because there's rap stuff happening in the news. It's been hard out here. It's been tough. The city's been on fire. There's an orange goblin ruining everybody's lives slowly right now. So it's been difficult to talk about difficult topics for sure. But this academics story, this DJ also known as Demix story, requires some words. It requires some words. I don't like DJ, also known as Demix. I don't know much about him. The only entertaining thing he's ever done, from my purview, is to drink an entire bottle of Hennessy and yell at Rory and Maul from the Joe Budden show for hours on end. Other than that, I haven't found much cultural value in a lot of the stuff that he's provided to the world. Sure, I'm in the minority, but that's the thing. I'm an indie rapper. I listen to Shabazz Palaces and Homeboy Sandman and my own music, and I often cannot be bothered with the ravings of people who aren't into what I'm into. DJ, also known as Demix, has continually shown himself to be the kind of person that I don't like to be around. The kind of person that likes to end an argument by saying, "Well, you're broke." Well, I already know I'm broke. That's got nothing to do with what we're talking about now, which is like you and children. So you can't use that as a response. It's not effective in this instance. I feel like DJ, also known as Demix, is the kind of guy who emulates the worst people because he has no idea who he is as a person. He's found success, and he feels like in order to embody a successful person, he has to emulate the only successful people that he's aware of, which is rich rappers. And I don't think those have been good role models for him. I don't think you should do everything rich rappers do. I don't think you should wear jewelry just because rich rappers do that, or assault women. I don't think you should do that either just because some of your favorites do. When I first heard about this news story, this terrible news story going around about DJ, also known as Demix, I had two reactions. First, surprise. Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise. DJ, also known as Demix, is a creep and a menace. He's had multiple accusations of assault and misconduct. He's let it be known publicly. Has no problem with messing with underage ladies as long as they're in college. He doesn't care how old they are. He says this, and when you go back and look at what he says that it's out of context. But no, all of the context is there. It's a very clear statement he made about not caring if someone's underage as long as they're in college. And my second reaction, remember, there were two reactions. My second reaction is, I'm willing to bet that what's in these headlines isn't exactly reflective of what happened. What I've seen in these headlines is that DJ, also known as Demix, has been caught on video grooming a 15-year-old boy for his own personal exploitation. And it reminded me of the Snoop Dogg controversy. And a lot of the headlines in the Snoop Dogg controversy said, Snoop Dogg performs at Trump inauguration, when that is not what happened. Snoop Dogg performed at a crypto event that was celebratory of Trump's inauguration, which is still whack, but wording it inaccurately helped nothing at all, except for to pour gasoline on the fire and get more clicks for the clickbait machines for our future robot overlords. So before looking at the actual video, which I did not want to do, I thought surely there's something wrong with this headline. Something has been put in here inaccurately in order to feed the robots their clicks. I looked at the clip, and after vomiting in my mouth, I can say that DJ, also known as Demix, was not grooming a 15-year-old boy for personal exploitation. But it is grooming. It is grooming. It absolutely 100% is grooming. And DJ, also known as Demix, belongs either in jail or a hospital. Because what he's doing in this video that I find chiefly alarming is introducing the idea to a 15-year-old boy that he should investigate or evaluate his boundaries around his own sexual behavior if there's social power involved. He's challenging a minor's notions of their boundaries with these scenarios he's coming up with his head that are rooted in social power, and him himself is an actually socially powerful person, which makes this extra messed up. So for those who understandably have not watched the video clip, I'm going to explain this a little further. There's two glaring things in this video. One is that somebody on this, I think this is a Discord call in the video, one unidentified voice that Act seems to be in agreement or friends with, asked the boy what his address is so he could send strippers over there. Now, this is wildly inappropriate, but I don't think quite reaches the level of grooming yet. But immediately following this, Akademiks says, after the kid says, hey, I'm 15, I'm uncomfortable with this. I'm uncomfortable with the idea of somebody sending strippers over here because you're trying to get me in a case or trying to get them involved in a case. He's laying out very clearly why he's uncomfortable around this and why you, Mr. Adult, DJ also known as Akademiks, should also be uncomfortable around this. And DJ also known as Akademiks says, don't you know all the rappers lost their virginity to older women? This is gross, because what this is doing is normalizing the idea of an underage person and an adult getting together. The second and even worse thing that is 100% grooming is also known as Akademiks asking this 15-year-old boy what he would do if he were in a situation where popular streamer Black Boy Max asks him to evaluate his boundaries with Max himself. The scenario being something along the lines of, if Max said he'd cut you off socially if you didn't do whatever it was that he wanted to do, what would you do? This is grooming. This is introducing to a child the idea that whatever morals and boundaries they came into a situation with should potentially be disregarded in the right social situation. And if this is your idea of fun, you and your other adult friends saying these things to a 15-year-old, you need to go to jail or hospital. Like, why would it be entertaining for you to try to challenge a child's boundaries? What about that is entertaining? This kid keeps telling you he's 15. Nobody should ever have to say their age to you more than once, especially if that number's below 21. If you find yourself in a conversation where somebody has to keep repeating to you, hey, I'm 15, I'm uncomfortable, you have to question your life choices, because you very well may be a monster. The first time he said, hey, I'm 15, that should have snapped you out of whatever sick-ass sickness you had slipped into in the first place. But you managed to keep ignoring it. You know what kind of people ignore minors when they say they're uncomfortable? If you find yourself with any sort of curiosity about the sex life of somebody in high school, and you're a full-grown adult, remember, jail or hospital, you're a menace and a scumbag, and you need help and confinement. Why would talking to a 15-year-old even be your idea of entertainment? You talk for a living. This is your off day. This is your off time. You'd figure that you'd want to be somewhere being quiet. This is what you would figure. You would figure that you would want to spend your off time being somewhere quiet around adults rather than talking to children. All you do is yap all the time. All the time. Why would you want to talk to kids? DJ, also known as Akademiks, has said in response to this that he doesn't think it's weird and that only Kendrick Lamar fans think it's weird. Well, here's my question to you, DJ, also known as Akademiks. If this isn't weird, what is? You don't think talking about sex and power dynamics with the teenager is weird? You don't think Drake kissing a teenager on stage or having various publicly exposed inappropriate conversations with teenagers is weird? Obviously, you don't think it's weird since you've only ever expressed admiration for the man. You don't think sitting around and thinking of a scenario where a teenage boy gets propositioned by a streamer that they admire, and whether or not that is a scenario in which this teenager should abandon their morals or boundaries. You don't think that's weird? I mean, you clearly don't think that's weird because you sat around and thought about that on your off time. If these things are normal to you, then you lead a weird life and you need to go to jail and you need to go to a hospital. I am a parent of a boy very near this age, and if I found out you or anybody else was talking to my son like that, I'm gonna end up in jail for sure. I should probably stop this right now. I'll just leave that right there. Like and subscribe, homie, friend. It's free. Stop playing.